When I was in Detroit, I wore the one shirt like 6 days in a row because I got 3 hits. I forgot to put it in the bin. Next thing you know, I'm wearing it the next day. I'm like, screw it. I'm not wearing this shirt because it smells. Put it on. I smell like a llama. Like it was. I mean, I smell so bad. I smell like hot garbage in in the middle of July.
And I'm in love with the good life. Can't give it up. Make it to the top. Keep climbing. I wanna live it up. The good life. I'm coming up. I'm coming up. The good life. Good life. Oh, good life. Good life. Good life. Good life.
Coming in hot, Kissy. What's going on, man? I'm still at the Ocean Resort.
Ocean Resort. Looking good out there. You got a nice little patio deck. I like it, dude. I love it out there.
So, dude, it's so nice here, man. You got to check it out. The Asbury Ocean Club or something like that. I always leave it to Sarah. She's like the guru for like, if you ever want to like have a good time, she's the ultimate like travel agent. I'm like, all right, Sarah, make something happen. I want to go here. These are the dates. This is the time. Make it happen. Bam. Next thing you know, we're rolling.
Just does the same thing, dude. It's the different chromosomes, man. They got better skills and stuff than us. I got to be honest.
It's so nice, dude. If I booked it, we'd be at the Holiday Inn down the street, freaking in a bad area, probably.
I know.
The hood.
I know. Hey, we have so much to talk about today. There are so many. The races are amazing. But we got to start with Ohtani, dude. We have to start with Ohtani. Bobblehead day, start there. Dog, first pitch, dog decoy. And then he goes out and has a game, probably one of the best games of the season that he's had. So, would you give me your take on the whole thing?
No, we talked about it before because you're right. There's a comp there to Jeter. Everything Jeter did turned to gold. Everything he did was he did it. It was incredible. Even you go back at his 3,000 hit was a homer, right? His last hit ever at Yankee Stadium was a walk-off. He was like, you kidding me? So yesterday was Shohei. 7 hours people were waiting in line for that bobblehead. 7 hours.
Yes.
It was like,
dude, it was like that LA traffic view that they always show. It was Ohtani's bobblehead. Yes.
Yeah. It's like when OJ was driving the Bronco, they were lined up on the bridges to get Ohtani's bobblehead.
It was amazing, dude. And then he goes out, hits the bomb, gets to second base after one hit and does like the little dog paw thing. Here's the other thing. Perfectionists do everything perfectly. Apparently, he spent 3 weeks teaching his dog Decoy how to basically execute the first pitch, and they nailed it. And then the dog gives him a double high five. I mean, come on. It's like you said, that last hit that Jeter got at Yankee Stadium, Michael K said it perfectly. He goes, Derek Jeter, where fantasy becomes reality.
Ooh, I got the feels. What a great call.
That's what Ohtani is right now. Like everything he does turns to gold, like you said, and he's a heck of a baseball player on top of it. Maybe the greatest ever.
Yeah, no, it's incredible. I think he stole 2 more bags too.
Yes, 2 more bags.
So, got another bomb. So what is he? He's like 42. Is that 42 bombs? And he's over like 42 bags or something like that. Closing in on 50-50, dude. Imagine if he gets 50-50. It's going to be incredible.
He's definitely getting 50-50. If he can will it.
Has to.
He's going to will it to happen, and he's going to do it.
Dude, but look how good he is as a hitter when he doesn't have to pitch. It's incredible. I mean, he's a great hitter when he has to pitch too, but on the base pass, what he can do, I still think he can play center field, dude.
I agree.
There's no doubt how good of an athlete he is.
Dude, let's not forget, I was with you, I'm still at the number, that first spring training for Shohei Ohtani, they were like, take the bat out of his hands. He should pitch exclusively. This guy can't hit in the major leagues. People said that.
That's one of the dumbest things. Thank God that Shohei's like, the reason I came to the States is because I do both. And it's such a limiting belief. It's such a limiting belief that like, oh, nobody's ever done it before. Yeah, exactly. You can't teach experience. Someone has to do it so we can say two-way players can do it at the big league level, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shohei, bam, the unicorn did it. And now we're like, oh, who are we going to draft? Was that Jack Caglianone out of Florida? Let's say maybe he could be a two-way guy. Maybe this guy, So You know, we're going to see a few more at some point. There's no doubt.
Yeah. Hey, the Pirates, who are not doing great right now, they've thrown a guy in center field who threw a ball from center field 103 miles per hour. And the Cruz.
Yeah, O'Neal Cruz. Well, dude, first off, he needs to be in center field. I don't think he's a shortstop. I mean, the guy, has a tough time over there at short. O'Neal Cruz is such a good athlete, dude. The guy, I mean, and it's more fun watching him roam center. I bet you we're going to have a good time watching him run down some balls. But he's got a cannon out there, too. I thought you were going to, when we're talking two-way players, I thought you were saying the Buccos should have Paul Skeens hit.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. Maybe they should, dude.
They can't get into the offense. Why don't you have Skeens hit? Because he could probably do it.
Oh, my God.
They said he would have been a third-round pick. Third-round pick as a hitter.
That was, dude, your town over there, Pittsburgh, sounds like Queens, New York right now. Like fans are saying, fire everybody. The sky is falling. It's all over.
I had guys yesterday, dude. They blew that lead, that huge lead late. I think they gave up 9 runs at the end. Poor David Bednar, great guy. Their closer's got a 6.32 ERA, dude. 6.32. He just has not gotten it going all year long. And you just look at that team. But I did get some text yesterday, like, they got to fire your boy Shelty, and they, all these guys are punching text me. I'm like, hey, take it easy, Well, it'll all play out the way it does. But yeah, at the end of the day, you gotta go sign some bats. Sorry,
sign some bats, and man, it all comes down to this. A lot of this, man. Your closer is so important in baseball games, and we saw it last night with the Mets. Holy cow! Huge. Blown game for them. Wow. They're the rival that they're trying to catch in a wild card. The Braves have Chris Sale go out there, and he is, I would say, in my opinion, might have pushed himself at this moment to #1 in the Cy Young candidacy.
Yeah, he solidified it, no doubt about it, dude. He is Cy Young. Chris Sale has solidified that he's the Cy Young, especially with that start last night. He just has to be average down the stretch, and I'm sure. Knowing Chris Sale, knowing his veteran presence, knowing how good he is with how the Braves need him now, I'm sure you're going to see more of that, more dominant Chris Sale in these last starts because they're in the race. I'm sure he's fired up to be in the race, and it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, and he has always had a chip on his shoulder in a good way, like the chip you need to be successful kind of thing. And he felt bad about his time in Boston, and his time in Boston was the injuries, and he's fought back from the injuries, and he is now one of the dominant, back to being one of the top 5 dominant pitchers in the game.
And you go back to that trade too. I mean, Dave Dombrowski, give it to Dave. He wants big arms, he wants power arms, he wants the winners. He's going to trade prospects. You remember they traded all those prospects to the White Sox for Sale, and they end up winning the whole thing in 18. Obviously, he had a lot of injuries and stuff, but they still won it while he was there. And I think, that'll always go down as a great trade because he pitched so well that year.
Right. Now, on the flip side, Edwin Diaz he can't blow another save the rest of the year, and his track record this season is not making that bode well for the Mets, dude. But, let's accentuate the positive. Corbin Carroll, dude. Huge spot. We saw it last year in the postseason. This guy's only 23 years old, and he's got some stud in him. I'll just put it that way.
Oh, dude! Well, I'll tell you what. A couple things here. You have to wonder. If you're, if you're Carlos Mendoza, like with Diaz, man, that's a big blown save right there. That's a big one. They needed that win big time, and but. Corbin Carroll, man, I actually thought his career was in trouble because he had that injury last, June or July. He'd never been the same, although he did really well in the postseason. He came out the gates this year, Chinch, and was a well below average player in the big leagues. And I think Torey Lovullo at one point even benched him. He wasn't even playing. He was coming in as a pinch hitter. Well, guess what, man? This last 30 games, he's found his power stroke. Hit 11 bombs in the last 30 games, hitting like 275. You said he's leading the league in triples. He's got it right. He's got 11 triples. I think he's leading the league in triples. It's incredible, man. It is absolutely. I'm so excited for Corbin Carroll because if at any point they needed Corbin Carroll, it's now, dude. With Gurriel being hurt, Christian Walker being down, they got some big bats that have been down, and all of a sudden Corbin Carroll's like, oh wait, guys, I was just kidding.
Mhm.
You know, the reason they signed me to $100 million deal a couple years ago because they knew I was going to be legit, and I am this legit. And here we go. So
Yeah.
it's great. The Tour Lavello has to be so fired up, like, dude, because there's times where I know for me, like, I had times when I was like, I felt like the best player in baseball, and then I felt like, where'd my swing go?
Mm.
Like, did I just lose it? I'm this cold for this many months. This is incredible.
Right.
It's a scary place to be, and then all of a sudden, it comes back. It's so hard to explain, and that's why, dude. That's why it's a slippery slope being a manager in the big leagues, because you have to keep riding. You have to keep putting guys out there. You know, I remember early on in my career, Jack McKeon was put Dante Bichette and I on the bench or something because we were both struggling, and I remember Dante and I both were like, the only way we're going to get out of this is to hit our way out of it. I need to keep getting at bats. You can't put me on the bench. Don't put me on the bench and think that's going to get me going. Now, maybe one day here or there, a mental break. Right. But like Aaron Judge said, even after his April, he's like, get in the cages. He said the other day, he's like, I knew if I just kept getting in the cages and kept putting in the work, I was going to find something. If I was going to keep getting out there and keep getting the at-bats, I'm going to find something. And I think that's the thing with Corbin Carroll. Is like, no, keep letting him play. He's going to find something. He's eventually going to find something. And bam, he did. And we see that with so many players in this league. You got to just keep getting out there and keep playing.
Hey, dude, there was a game last year when you were the Yankees hitting coach. And I remember this, it's on the record, but you guys, you took Volpe and a couple other guys, and you guys hit after a game one night, didn't you?
Yeah.
And you were struggling? Just out there, we're not swinging the bats well. Let's go take some. Nice
Well, I know Harrison Bader a few times. But Bader's like, all right, Case, you want to hit? I was like, yeah, we're going to miss the bus, miss the post-game meal. I've been there with Bader for like an hour and a half afterwards. But it was awesome. But that's it. Dude, I remember, here's a great story. Mark Berry was my favorite, one of my favorite coaches ever. He was my BP guy with the Reds. And I remember one time I was so close, dude. You know, I'm saying, I know I'm close. Like I've had a good at bat. I hit maybe I grounded out again, but it was a rocket one hopper, or I just missed one to left. Like, oh man, there it is. I remember this one night in Cincinnati. I think it was in 2000. Mark Berry was my BP guy. You know, third base coach at the time. He was the bullpen catcher. Great guy. Just threw the best BP ever, man. Him and Wayne Smith, my guy at Richmond, the best guys ever. So it was one night, bro. After the game, I call him double nickels. He's number 55. I go double nicks. Let's get a couple rips. So after the game, boom, we get a couple rips and I'm full uni. That's how I like to do that after the game. Bunch of rips in. It's just me and him. Come in the locker room. Everyone's gone. Right. So I get fully dressed. Boom. I'm going. I'm showered up. Double nicks is getting showered up. I'm walking out to the car, and I'm like, God, am I close? Like I feel something. And I look at him, he's about to be in the car. I'm about to be there. It's probably like midnight now. Yeah. We're showered. We just hit. I look at him, I go, got a couple more in you? He goes, let's do it. We go from the parking garage back into the clubhouse, into the cages. I'm in my jeans and a shirt. He's full jeans, he's full dress. And he starts throwing me BP, dude. And I hit for probably another 45 minutes to an hour trying to, and I think I unlocked it that night. But I remember right in the middle of the round, he goes, Case, he goes, hang on a second. He pulls a chicken wing out of his back pocket. I start eating. He's like, let me get dinner. I gotta get dinner. I haven't eaten. I was like, let's go, dude. I was like, but that's the insanity, dude. That's the insanity. That's the obsession of this game, of trying to figure it out, of the details of I'm almost there. It's right there. You got a couple more in you? You got a couple more in you? Yeah, I do. It's 12:30. It's 1 a.m. We just played a game and we already hit a lot afterwards. Like, but it's that obsession, and that's what I love about these players, dude. And that's what you love about baseball. It's one little thing that can unlock it all, and you always know you're close. But sometimes it's that extra work and that one more swing that gets you there in the cages. And when the next day you just can't wait to get there and get it going.
That's fun. That's fun, man. And to put a bow on this, 9 of Carroll's 17 home runs have come this month. And then second ball I'll put on it is this team went through adversity last year. We're kind of out of it, came back and got all the way almost to winning a World Series. Corbin Carroll, Torey Lavello, the group of guys they have there. I know Lauren Shahadi covered them last year and said being around that team, it's a group, it's a team, it's a family. And that's what you get, man. Nobody gave up on him, and he's paying it off right now.
Paying it off big time, dude. I love that team, dude. Torey Lavello was one of my teammates in AAA, back in Buffalo, and I always thought when he was there, I was like, the guy's gonna be a hell of a manager one day. Like, he's got the personality, he's got the baseball knowledge, and dude, I just remember one quick play with Torey Lavello. So I'm 23 years old, just get to Buffalo. And I'm learning the game, dude. I'm learning the game. And Lavello's on his way out. I'm on my way in. I think Torey's he's 32, I believe, 32, but kind of almost done. And like I said, I'm the new hot prospect. I'll never forget this. When I first got called up, there was a guy hit him. It was like a medium ground ball. And there was a guy on second base, and the ball's coming, and Lavello's playing third. And you would think okay, charge the ball, make the play at first. Lavello goes to charge it. He sees the guy from third break. And instead of charging, he backpedals, takes the grounder, and tags the guy at third. And I'm like, that's a veteran play. I don't know, 23-year-old or young kid is seeing that. And I remember thinking wow, I've never seen somebody do that. What a heads up baseball play. And that's when I was like, that guy's going to be a heck of a manager one day. He sees the game a little differently. And obviously, like we talk about a lot on this show, can't teach experience. At the end of the day, that's the kind of stuff. And when I watch the Diamondbacks, and I love Torey Lavello, a dear friend of mine, when I watch the Diamondbacks, I'm like, they got the right guy leading the way.
That's great. One more team before we finish this up is the Cubs, dude, are working their butts off, man. They're 7-3 in their last 10. It's a shame though for them because the Braves are 8-2. But real quick, right now, with everything that's gone on this week, you got the Braves sitting 4 over the Mets and 5.5 over the Cubs. And I'm not going to kill the Giants yet. They're 6.5 out. Anything can happen. Cardinals 7. It's getting really, really scary for those two teams. But how are you handicapping this race right at the moment?
Well, the Cardinals, basically would have been dead last night had they lost that game. Arenado walked it off on the Padres. Big loss for the Padres too, because they got the Diamondbacks and the Padres got a shot at that division. So you got to keep pace. If the Dodgers are going to keep winning, you got to keep pace, right? So, I think the Mets still have a shot. I really do. The Braves are banged up, but they're not playing that way. It's so funny, the Braves are banged. It's like the Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks are banged up, but they're not playing that way. The Braves are banged up, but they're not playing that way. They're playing good baseball. So you think that the Braves might be in trouble, but they're not. Then you see Sale pitch the way he did last night. So I think the Cubs are making a run, dude. I really do. They haven't done it all year. They haven't made a run all year. They've been around 500, below 500. Matter of fact, they've been more below 500 than around 500.
Absolutely.
I think they're kind of making that run, Chinch. Especially that game yesterday with the Buccos, they scored 9 on them in the last 2 innings.
Yeah.
Bednar, just having a tough year with the Buccos, and the 6.32 ERA is closing. The back end's been tough, but they're swinging. They put up 14 runs yesterday, and that's the thing down the stretch, bro. Sometimes you got to win track meets, and sometimes you got to win pitchers duels. But you got to win. You got to find a way to win, whatever the game calls for. So some days it's going to call for 14 runs. You've got to step up and get to 14. Some days it's going to call for good pitching and defense. You got to win the 2-1, 1-0, 3-2 games.
Yeah, dude. And you athletes are some wacky ass people, man, because they're crediting Taylor Swift. They got a Taylor Swift candle. Craig Counsell said it's labeled. First of all, this candle's labeled. It says, "This smells like Taylor Swift." It's a little creepy to me. But Counsell said we've gone on a nice little run here, so we're going to credit Taylor Swift. Hey, man, whatever it takes. The Mets have grimace. Whatever it takes.
In baseball, whatever it takes, dude. Whatever it takes. At the end of the day, man, I can't tell you how many dumb things I've done in my career because I'm just superstitious. You know, I think I told you the story. I wore that one shirt when I was in Detroit. I wore the one shirt like 6 days in a row because I got 3 hits. I forgot to put it in the bin. Next thing you know, I'm wearing it the next day. I'm like, screw it. I'm not wearing this shirt because it smells. Put it on. I smell like a llama. Like it was. I mean, I smell so bad. I smell like hot garbage in you know, in the middle of July. But you know, and then so I'm at first base, and Justin Morneau's like, hey, I get a ride, another rocket. He comes to first, win the Metrodome. He's like, "What's up, Case?" I'm like, "Hey, what's up, J Mo?" He's like, 2 pitches in. He's like, "Is that you that smells that bad?" I go, "Yeah, bro, it is." I go, I'm on an absolute tear, dude. I go, I'm hitting like 700 in the last 5 games, and the first on the streak, I didn't wash this shirt, and I just don't wash it anymore. I ain't washing it until I go to a little funk. So that's just the way it goes, bro. Just gonna have to wear it. Everyone's gonna have to wear it because I'm not taking it off. And it's like insanity. And I told you, he sent a bat over. I said, "Hey, can you send a bat over to me?" He was the best player in the game at the time. And he says one over, "Hey, Case, man, please change that shirt as soon as you can. You smell so bad." And I'm like, "Justin Morneau, I still have the bat at my house." I'm like, "I don't care, dude. Taylor Swift candle, a shirt you haven't washed in 8 days. It doesn't matter. Whatever it takes to get Knox to the big leagues."
That is an all-timer. I don't know if I've heard that one before. I did hear the story. Didn't you kick Adam Dunn out of a shower stall because you were hot and you just?
Oh yeah.
Stall?
It was Dunner's rookie year. Yeah, I am on fire, bro. I am on fire. I'm on a hitting streak. I come in after the game and Dunner's in my shower, and I'm like, dude, I never did that stuff, but it was like super. And Dimitri Young is like right in the other shower. I'm like, "Dunner, I'm like, sorry, bro, but I gotta get in that shower. I'm hitting like 780 in the last week with like a bunch of pumps." So Dunner ends up getting. He's like, "Oh, Case." Dunner's my man. He's like, "Oh, Case, dude, I didn't know you were like that." I go, "Come on." I go, "Take it easy. It's a shower. This isn't that big a deal." I go, "But I'm winning ball games for us right now. You got to go to that. There's 10 showers. 10 to go to this shower over here. No one's there. We're the only people in the shower. You, me, and Dimitri."
I love it. I love that stuff, dude. Oh, what a dude! What story you're telling in a game. Everybody knows it. You guys got to come like and subscribe so everybody can hear these amazing stories, Sean. Right?
Dude, we dropped a bunch of stories. We got the Mark Berry story. We got the Morneau story. We got the
why Corey Lavello's a great manager. We just found out.
Lavello story.
This is it. This is what the mayor's office brings you. Everybody go like and subscribe now.
Sarah's over here smiling, saying this is one of her favorite episodes ever.
Yes. Dude. Excellent.
Yeah,
right.
like, subscribe, download, please. We need it. We need it. Let's go.
All right, brother. MLB for you tonight. We'll see you on 6 o'clock.
All right, yeah, I'm on tonight. MLB tonight. Tune in, baby. I got to leave the Ocean Resort to get back to work. Working 6 to 8 tonight, so it's going to be going. Jitchy, love you, brother. Everyone out there, thanks for listening, coming on the ride with us. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. Bam, we'll see you tomorrow.